Hi there, my name's Michael from freshbelief.com, and today I want to talk about the Amazon Kindle publishing predictions for 2018. Now these are really going to apply to people who are in the internet marketing niche, who are after the new kind of fad. They're jumping from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. Amazon is really going to start to implement these things, because before it was a little bit easier, and now it's getting harder and harder and harder to do things the old way. Now, if you remember back to, we're talking like pre-2017. And in 2017, there were things going up there. But pre-2017, if you can go back a few years, there was certain things where internet marketers, they were manipulating the system, and Amazon had to put their foot down. So some of them were borrowed. So I think it was like, you got borrowed for like, I think it was like 50 cents. And people just got borrowed after borrow after borrow, and they were making $1,000. Amazon had to change that to Kindle Unlimited. And then what people were doing is they'll put a link at the front of the book to the end of the book. So Amazon had to clamp down on that, because people were basically stealing away from other authors. And then it was like they were paying a person to go through their book just to get Kindle Unlimited, like royalties kind of thing. And then the most recent one, these are the ones that I've heard of. There's probably a lot more. But the most recent one that has really been clamped down on is review swaps. Now, the thing is, you have to look at Amazon. It's a marketplace. It's a marketplace where their customers are. And if they're not cleaning it up, what's going to happen is the customers are going to leave. So this is something you have to take into consideration. Now, one of the things Amazon has really wanted to do, like I said, is they're wanting to clean up their marketplace. They want to clean up because their customer is number one to them. And if their customer doesn't trust them, they won't buy from them. And it doesn't only affect Amazon, it affects you too. Why? Because if a customer doesn't come to Amazon to buy your book, you're not going to make any money because they're not buying anything, So, that you rely on Amazon right now, unless you sell your books off platform. That's another suggestion. But yes, it's like I'm going to put an analogy to it. So you've got a naughty kid, and a naughty kid misbehaves once. You give him a warning. You say, you've done bad. And then if he does it again, okay, you bring down the force on him. You say, go to your naughty corner, or you give him a tap on the butt. What if you're P2 PC, you don't like that kind of stuff. But you know what I mean? It's like you give a more severe punishment after their first initial warning. And that is what's happening with people. Like I said this in a post before, people are going to get banned. And there's already somebody, I think it was Canada, that was banned, and now he's been sued by Amazon. And this goes on to my next point. I believe the banning, if people don't start taking this seriously, it's going to start happening. And if you decide that you want to carry on review swapping and manipulating the system, Amazon go, okay, screw this, we're just going to get rid of you. Think about it. How much do they make? That, like, I think the Kent royalties was like $9 million. Now that. Think how many customers they got. I think how much money they get. Your couple of thousand is nothing to them. So them kicking you off the platform, they don't really care. They have a lot of other authors who are making thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands per month. So you don't really matter to them. Now the next point is the review swaps. They still will happen. You'll still have people doing it and kind of get under the radar of Amazon. But the thing is, I believe about mid-2019, kind of early 2019, it's all going to be gone. Because Amazon is starting to put their foot down. And a lot of people are going to be like, okay, we need to this like white hat. And there are some places where you can actually learn everything white hat, So again, 2018, the next thing that's going to happen is there is going to be a new hashtag guru. I call them hashtag gurus because there's always somebody every single year that's a course owner, or they're just preaching about Kindle publishing. Well, it's mainly a course publisher that talks about it. And for me, the sequence of things was in 2015, when I started, it was about October, there was Stefan Plurnernos. I hope I pronounced his name right. He's got a tricky second name. But he had K-Money Mastery. And then what happened was, he started to be less influential on YouTube, and that gave Luke DeStefani in 2016 the opportunity to rise up with his course Self-Publishing Revolution. And then Luca's kind of vision went into like affiliate marketing in a different direction. He published less on Kindle. You know, his videos, if you go back to them, some of them are still relevant today. Same with Stefan, some of his videos are still relevant today. But people are after the latest information, and if you're not giving it, you know, and you don't rank, you know, you're just going to be lost. So, and the most recent person for 2017 that's come in is Emeka Osai. You know, his videos, they're all very helpful, straight to the point. You know, he's trying to basically clean up the Kindle publishing platform, and his course is My Self-Publishing Blueprint. Now, there are other, like I said, sorry, let me carry on. So yeah, with Emeka, you know, he's been publishing his content throughout 2017, and for me, 2018, right now, you know, Stefan's out of the race, Luke is out of the race, you know, Luke is really focused on something else right now, and Emeka is currently zoned in on like Kindle publishing, and unless somebody else, you know, some other publisher comes up and wants to create a course and really influential, I think Emeka is going to be the person to watch for 2018 in the Kindle publishing scene. Now, for me, still personally, like I still follow the values of Self-Publishing Revolution. The only value that I don't follow from it is the review swapping. I don't do that. That's something I don't advise you to do no more. It's just not good if you want a long-term passive income. Now, some other people, the people that I tell you to follow on Kindle publishing. Okay, first off, again, these are notable people. Is Emeka, the guy I mentioned before. You know, he's always given daily videos on Kindle publishing. He's going to a few other things, but his main focus is Kindle publishing. Another guy, he's his videos before were very zany. He's kind of calmed down a little bit now. Is Dale L. Roberts. He has what's his channel? Sorry, self-publishing with Dale L. Roberts. Check him out. And the other person that I recommend to like follow is Marta. How do you pronounce it? Marta Magdalena. You know, she's a top authority for doing everything white hat. You know, she gives videos on Audible, you know, Kindle, CreateSpace, and she's very good for email marketing side as well. You know, her stuff, she's just been focusing on the white hat for many years now. Even through all this, the kind of manipulation, she's stuck with the white hat. And it wouldn't go passing without giving the main man, Dave Chesson, a notable mention. You know, he runs the blog Kindlepreneur, which is the top authority in Kindle publishing. If you haven't checked it out, he has fantastic articles on there. And again, he has great videos on YouTube. But I'd say focus on his articles on his blog because they're outstanding and perfect. And he also has a course, which I'll mention in a little bit. Okay, for the next bit is going to be, my point is the year 2018. It is the year to profit. If you're not in Kindle publishing, it's one of those things where, you know, you just want to be there. Why? Because you look at what Amazon is doing. Amazon is, I think they're already $1 trillion company, and they're just on the rise. They're just rising up and up and up. And they're getting more customers all the time. That's a bigger opportunity for you. Now, I've got my phone out just to really go over the notes of everything. So the first thing is you're going to have to do to be successful in 2018 is your book quality has to be on point. You can't be throwing out a 6,000 word book now because people are susceptible to that and your book will just fall. You know, it'll rise up for a bit and then it'll fall. So that's another thing. You know, your book content has to be on point, has to be helpful. I advise you have it proofread and edited, you know, because let's say it costs you like $60 to $100 to have it proofread, depending on the length of your book. It might be more, depending on the quality of proofreader. And that book goes on to sell $500, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 over the lifetime. That $60 to $100 is not really expensive in the grand scheme of things. You know, another thing is your title has to be unique because there are so many generic books. Like when you go in to see, let's say, dog training, like Dog Training, the Ultimate Guide, Dog Training, the Complete Guide. You know, what are you giving people? You're giving people a generic book. Give them something unique within the title that they're like, oh, that book's for me. You know, and the description. Now, this is one of the things that I saw a lot of people lacking is their description. And this will go into like your Amazon ads later as well. There will be people that will click through to your book and they will read the description. I don't know about you, but if it's not a famous author, I want to go and look at the description. Even with famous authors, I want to look at the descriptions. And again, you're going to need reviews. Like, I will check out reviews of people like that, of even famous books. Like, I was looking to buy the book Inbound Marketing on Audible, and I wanted to see what the reviews were, and I actually had a quick listen to it as well, and it just wasn't for me. Like, the book, I've got it up there, fantastic book, but on Audible, not so good. So people will go after them things. So those are important. Another thing is branding. You can't just pop out one book and go into the next one. And pumping out a bunch of books in, let's say copywriting. You can't just do that without having a brand behind you. You're going to have to build up a brand. And the reason why this is important is because if you think about any brand, let's say Nike, Adidas, people will relate to that brand. And that's another thing you have to do. Alright, so yeah, branding, get yourself an association with it. Okay, another thing is a launch strategy. I'm not talking about just making a book and putting it out there. You need to have people behind you, so when you publish it, people will buy it straight away. They'll out the gates, they'll buy it and help you that boost, not just hiring a VA to review swap, because Amazon has wised up to this. You also need an ARC team. So as soon as it comes out, think about it. If you do not have reviews on a book, if there's no reviews on a book, will you buy it? You probably won't, especially as it's a new book. So you need that good book launch, and I'll link to one that a blog post by Emeka that he did one about a book launch, which he helped the guy earn $1,500 in the first couple of days. So a book launch can be really good for you. Okay, ads. On to the ads now. Ads are another important thing. Now there's two parts of this. Okay, so the first part is the AMS ads. Okay, so the AMS ads, the reason why you have the AMS ads is the reason why I like AMS ads is because you're sending traffic when people are on there buying books. So what's going to happen is your ad is, if you've got one of the ads, it's either going to appear in the sponsored book section, just below the books related, or books are also bought. It's going to be a sponsored part under there, or it's going to be at the bottom of the keyword part. It's going to be those two. And you might not think, if you get this right and you know what you're doing, you can make a lot of sales that you wouldn't have made already. Now, the course that I recommend is a free course by a guy called Dave Chesson, guy I mentioned before. It's very comprehensive. It's an AMS course, and it will teach you everything that you need to know to actually be successful with AMS ads. Okay, the other one is sending external traffic to an email opt-in. Excuse me. Alright, so what you do is you use Facebook, or you use Google Ads, or you use other methods to send traffic to an opt-in page. Now, this offer has to be something congruent and relevant to the book you're selling, because if it's not, people are going to get the offer, then you're going to try and sell them within the email autoresponder or get them onto your review list, and they're going to be like, okay, why is this talk about dog training but you're selling me something about copyright, so it's a big extreme, but you get what I mean. It's like, let's say social media, and then you try and sell someone a book on I can't think, it's off the top of my head, copywriting. That could work. But you know what I mean? Like, okay, they're at like dog training, and you give them some cat training. It's not really relevant, it can be like 10 tricks to teach your dog, and then your book is on dog training, the ultimate guide, blur kind of title. But you get my point. It has to be relevant. So yeah, and I do believe email marketing will become essential. Now, so another thing is like a course that can teach you this, and unfortunately right now, it's Marta's took it off, but by the time you watch this video, it might have be available. But right now, there's going to be a link in the description to basically sign up for the course, to get yourself on a list for when it's ready. So that's going to be in the link in the description below. That's also relative. Now, like I say, how you can succeed in 2018, I've already mentioned some of these things, but there's some guys that I recommend, people I recommend that you follow, and I have links to their pages all below. Alright, there's Steve Scott. He has 2 author pages, and he earns about $100,000 per month from Kindle publishing, $50,000 alone from his Kindle books. Just check out, I'm going to have links in the description below. There's Steve Scott, there's SJ Scott, There's Patrick King. Patrick King is all about conversational stuff, but he owns like quite a few thousand, and his brand is quite good. Martin Meadows, his is very unique, the way he does his books, but it's quite smart. His covers are all congruent and normal, the same. Another, Gundi Gabrielle. You know, she has books on blogging, SEO, you know, how to create a Kindle book, you know. All her books are 99¢. You know, I recommend you get them. You know, they're great books, well written. And it's just those kind of branded people. You can actually see how to actually do your own brand and how to go about it with those people. So really, my final thought after this long ass video is, you know, 2018, you know, don't be scared by anything, you know, because if you can build a proper brand behind your book publishing business like any other person would do, you can be successful. You know, you just have to keep pushing, put out quality books, do great book promotions, book launches, and promote your book by AMS Ads, and you're golden. You know, just move forward that way. So I just gotta say good luck for 2018, and I'm telling you, watch my video and these things are gonna come true. When it's come true. So today is the 20th of October 2017, and you're just going to watch it go. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or anything about this, about trends or anything, or you have their own opinions about what's going to happen in 2018, comment below. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. Alright, I'll catch you soon. Ciao.